of starting the day with a little Taylor. And it's all day, every day for me, I got to tell you. Welcome, everyone, to our Tuesday sales meeting. And thank you for being here. I got to tell you, the only sessions that are less attended than sessions on financials are sermons on hard work. And so kudos to everybody for being here this morning. Most people will look at a session like this and say, hey, if everything else goes the way it should, I'll never have to worry about money. And those are the folks that tend to worry about money the most, because I don't know what your life looks like, but in mine, certainly few things go the way that they should. So today we're gonna talk about organizing our financials. I'm gonna give you some primers to think about when you think about your personal finance, when you think about your business finance, to take advantage of the time that we have here towards the end of the year to really set the table for success, personally, professionally, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, financially, physically, throughout next year. The finances are the one, I think, beget a lot of other opportunities, right? We have a big business. We use that money well. We then have the opportunity to have what we want without feeling like we're sacrificing as much to get it. Whoops. Excuse me for a second. I think I got my slides in the wrong order this morning. Or maybe I'm just at the wrong point in my thing. Yep, that's right. We should start things at the beginning, which I was not at the beginning, but I am now. So let's talk about what we always talk about here in the opening of our sales meetings, which is our Y4C2Ts. Those are our belief systems that we run with, operate with, promote, and espouse here at Keller Williams and Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. When I think about our topic for today, and I think about finances, I don't think about creativity. We don't want to be creative with our finances, at least not in this conversation. Creative finances could sometimes land you an audit from our friends at the IRS. What I want you to think about, though, is trust. Whether it is me, whether it is Monday with Matt Sutter on the Business Planning Clinic, whether it is the last session you had with a bold coach, where our relationship and ideas around money dictate a lot of the way that we behave and what we believe. And, if we want different outcomes, we're going to have to do different things. We're going to have to think and behave and react differently. And so I want trust to be integral to your conversations with yourself and with your spouse or with your family or with your coach about your finances. And that's because of the second part of this value, or this belief rather, which is that trust starts with honesty. And so if we are not going to be honest with ourselves about what we're doing with our money, or our relationship with our money, or our relationship with economics or finances or credit cards, then we're going to have a really hard time changing that. And so we're going to walk through a few things today to illuminate some of that. But, trust is going to be integral in taking the next steps to have different outcomes around our finances. One way to positively impact your finances is through an opportunity around passive income that we have here at Keller Williams. And we do better than anybody here at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, and that's called Profit Share. Year to date, our company has given just under $800,000 back to the agents in this market center who have helped us grow the company. It's a tremendous, tremendous opportunity. And one of the really easy ways to do it, some people are like, I don't want to ask the agent I'm doing a deal with to come to a training. I just think it would be awkward. Cool. Ask somebody who is asking you about real estate to show up to a career night. We have 3 of these this month. 2 of them left this month. So next Monday on 10/16, and then October 23rd we'll do a Zoom one, right? So if somebody, oh, I couldn't make it, I got a thing that night, cool. Just pop on Zoom in the evening of the 23rd. You can market these events as your very own if you're looking to just openly solicit to your database. There's a marketing toolkit right there for you, making it as easy as possible for you to start a conversation and get into relationship with folks about a career in real estate. This also works with licensed agents. You just want to say, hey, what do you know about my company? And they might say, not much really, or, I haven't heard anything. It's a great way to say, hey, here's a great way to learn about everything we do as an organization in a very, very easy, non-threatening way. So take advantage of that. Many of our agents do, and you should too. You've heard us talking about it, and every week, nothing warms my heart more than getting another email from another agent in our office who has said, hey, I'm going, or I got one yesterday from an agent who said, hey, you know what? I've never been to the Grand Canyon. My husband and I are going to go out there, and then we're both going to go to family reunion, and it's going to be awesome. Guys, this is going to be everything that if you did one thing next year and it was go to family reunion, you're going to have fun. You're going to have a great trip. You're going to build stronger relationships with other folks in our office. You're going to get world-class training and education. You're going to network with agents throughout the world. There really isn't a box that this event doesn't check. We will be going in force here from Cleveland, Ohio. I think we already have 15 or 16 people signed up. We will do some fun KWGM exclusive events while we're there. We'll have a great time. Don't miss out, and don't wait. Ticket prices will continue to go up as they sell more. Right. I think I heard yesterday on a call with our regional partners, over 8,000 tickets already sold. Like this won't be a rinky-dink event. Nothing that we do is. So take advantage of the opportunity to participate in this year. All right, let's call to the spotlight here, Mr. Wesley Croft. Wesley, how are you this morning, sir?
Good, my friend. How are you?
Oh, if I was any better, it'd be illegal. So, we've been doing for the last few weeks this session on Katya winning. It's been really great. It's been a great opportunity for us to celebrate wins or moments in our culture, or opportunities for for our agents to feel really good about the people that they get to say that they're in business with. Coaching is a big part of everything that we do here as a company. And I wanted to catch you winning a little bit, you and your East Side counterpart, Eric Akbar. We have a call once a month as a coaching team, right? Yep. And you look forward to it basically for 29 days every month.
Favorite part of my month.
Yep. Yeah, I appreciate that. And we were having a conversation last week about, hey, we're in a shift market, right? We've been in a shifting market for, I've been talking about it for 18 months. But it's like really starting to manifest in a meaningful way. And our conversations are always focused around what? How to help agents. And you and Eric had a couple of interesting ideas that, folks are starting to see kind of drip out. But just talk a little bit about what our conversation was, or, what the sort of aha for you and Eric was around what we're doing here as a company and how we can help people.
Yeah. So one of the things that was brought up was this whole idea of, the question really is, why is group coaching only sort of advertised for newer agents? So we've sort of tried to, over the last couple of weeks, make a push to say group coaching is for anyone that wants to come. It doesn't matter if you're, 2 months in the business or 20 years in the business. We can all still learn, right? That's just part of who we are as KW, is always being learning based. And so even though you may think you know everything about everything, there's still a little bit more that you can learn, either from a tactical standpoint or from a coaching standpoint. And so hopefully, as that continues to progress, we'll get more and more people into those group coaching programs, so that we can impact even more lives through the coaching program.
Yeah, when you think about what drives success for agents. You mentioned make being learning based the foundation of your action plan. Another one's be accountable. These sessions start with conversations around what's going on in your business. What problems are you running into? What wins have you had? What have you been doing? What activities are working or not working? And that's a conversation every agent should be having on a weekly basis at a minimum, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. With someone, even if it's just, you want to call it an accountability partner that you have, or, maybe it's a script partner that you have or something like that. But someone, because it's really easy, right? We're all our own boss in this business. And so, one of the great questions you could ask is, say, over this last week, if I had a boss, would they still want me to work here?
Oh, that's a big question. Some weeks I think we'd probably get a resounding yes out of a lot of our agents, and other weeks maybe not so much. So I think it's also a strong representation of our servant leadership in our culture, that sort of exudes in our culture, where your relationship, like your charge first and foremost with these group coaching sessions is to support agents in their first year and get them in a place where they've got a viable business moving forward. But you're teaching listing presentations, you're teaching handling objections or contract negotiations, and you're like, hey, listen, if I'm going to do this, I'm happy to do it for everybody, which there are corners of this universe that's just not the case. So I want to celebrate you for that. And, your willingness to, we had a conversation a few months ago, rather, just about like, hey, how do we get our coaches on the training calendar more often? I think you've taught 2 classes in the last 2 months.
Yep.
Around, not unimportant topics, right? Like the last one was on learning to love lead gen.
Yeah, expert lead generation. Yeah.
Expert lead generation. Yeah. And so for everybody on the call, you'll see more and more of Wesley and Eric on our training calendar, and it'll be a part of every week. It's 11 o'clock, right, Wesley, on Wednesdays?
11 o'clock. Yep.
11 o'clock on Wednesdays. West Side Training Room with Wesley, East Side Training Room with Eric. All are welcome. We'll share the topics in advance. What's your topic this week, Wesley?
So my topic this week, we talked last week about the shift and just some of those things, tactics to get through the shift. But I wanted to do a little bit of mindset coaching this week. So we're probably going to talk a little bit about developing a personal vision and why that's important, as opposed to just setting goals.
Wow. Yeah, that is an important one. I tell you what, that is a great primer for going into the business planning clinic, right? If I have got my vision, I'm starting to, get into relationship with my big why. That's pretty awesome. Let's do that as we roll into that. Well, Wesley, thank you for one, allowing us to catch you winning. And then 2, please, everybody else, please take advantage of these bonus sessions and things that are now an integral part of our training calendar. Sound good?
Absolutely. Thanks, Mike.
Yep. And then in the case anyone here doesn't have my email, what would help me is, as you go through this week, if you want to catch somebody winning, if you know that somebody has, man, they really crushed it on this deal. I know that they were having a hard time negotiating with a really difficult seller, and whatever it is, like if you want to shout out one of your colleagues, please send me an email. Let me know. I won't be able to get everybody up here for a brief interview on a Tuesday morning, but I promise to recognize anybody that you tell me to. So that's for everybody in the company. Please, let's focus on catching each other winning. All right, let's talk about some upcoming training.
Can I do that today? Can I give a shout out to a couple people today?
Yeah, who's talking?
Maria.
Hi, Maria. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Doing well. I'm doing well. Sorry, I couldn't find you on my Zoom screen. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You know, because I wasn't in broadcast news for 35 years where I have this need to share news. I
Love
want
it.
to give a big shout out to Chris Bullock at Cross Country Mortgage. Yesterday was Columbus Day. It was a holiday. Banks were closed, but Chris was working all day long, and we were able to work through a very difficult process all day long. And in the end, we have a signed contract at the end of the day. And this one is especially rewarding to me because the buyer is my son Anthony and his new wife Abby. So I want to give a big shout out to Chris Bullock, who didn't take the Columbus Day holiday off, and worked very hard. And I felt like there was something there too, since I'm 100% Italian. This was a good win on Columbus Day. And then I also want to say a big shout out to Rick Capretta and Michelle Wells at Ohio Real Title, in the process of working with repeat clients. Someone who bought a house in Bay Village 3 years ago. They're selling that house. It should be sold next week, and they're buying a house in Avon Lake. And because they are buying within 10 years, Rick helped me save them some money on their owner's title policy insurance, their title and escrow, and that's going to help them save a few $100s with Ohio Real Title, and on the sell side on the buy side as well. So I think that's important for people to know, that if you're working with repeat clients, and they can save some money on some of those title and escrow fees if they are buying within 10 years. They probably can explain that a little bit better than I can. And I'm going to use that information for my son, who bought a condo 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And his agent was Jane Evans. And that's how I got into real estate, because I went on a couple showings with my son, and it was Jane who turned to me and said, "Hey, you'd be really good at this." And
That's amazing.
and that's how it started. So I wanted to come full circle and thank those 3 people, especially today. And hopefully some of that information will help other agents
Yeah.
working with their clients.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm sure Rick is recalculating your shares for ORT after that shout out. No, that's wonderful. And what a great opportunity to just highlight, who you're in business with matters, right? We say that all the time here. And that is each other as agents, that's us as an office, and that is our affiliate business partners. But for many reasons, including their ability to go above and beyond and help our clients in every phase of the game. That's why we have the partners that we do. So thank you very much for sharing that, Maria.
Thank you.
Speaking of, we got a fireside chat with Chris Bullock and friends, which I think is what we're going to rename this now after that shout out. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. via Zoom. It's going to be a great opportunity to hear about, hey, what's moving and shaking in the mortgage market, what sort of new products are out there, and hey, what's the latest and greatest hurdle that everybody's having to overcome. I don't know how old all these guys are, but I'm just going to say hundreds of years of mortgage experience amongst these 3. So don't miss that. And then very excited for this one, language of sales. What to say, when to say it, how to say it, why to say it. We talk a lot about business ownership. We deep dive things like statewide contracts. Guys, this is a super practical and tactical training for the hand-to-hand element in real estate, right? So the words you use, why you should use them, the way to even say them. This is going to be really cool. So Allison, Wesley, and Alex have spent the last 6 weeks taking a MAPS training course called Language of Sales. And they're going to be distilling that down into a 60 to 90-minute session with their takeaways and doing some really great examples and role plays. This is a can't miss. This is going to be a phenomenal training. You saw yesterday, we sent out the Dominate Off-Market listings, and it was 2 sessions and all of the source materials, all of the information. Guys, in this market, there is so much opportunity that is not on the market. Take advantage of that, and then take advantage of this session where you can be dialed in on all things to say and when to say them through these 3 sales experts. And then our trunk or treat, we are still taking signups for chili and trunks. Please note that right now the weather is a little bit Ohio. So it's a little bit of Ohio weather in October. So we're hoping we can dodge some T-storms and have this be a great one. So please sign up. We'll keep you informed on all things forecast and participation. And then, guys, you don't have to do a trunk to show up. This is a fun event to bring your kids and your grandkids and your clients, even if you're not doing a trunk. Get some good chili, kick a few bucks to KW Cares, and take advantage of a nice little Saturday. So we'll keep everybody posted on this Saturday as we get closer and closer from a weather standpoint. But don't miss out on the chance to sign up or just show up. All are welcome. And then we are sold out of the business planning clinic, 200 seats. And we were sold out 10 days before the event, which was really awesome. So kudos to all of you for jumping on that. If you have not been able to get a ticket and you're like, oh, every time I come to an event, I always get my ticket the day before and now I can't. That's okay. You can join a wait list. We are going to be auditing everything related to people attending, make sure there's no double orders or 2 tickets under the same name. And if we're able to open up more tickets, we will go to that wait list and give first right of refusal to those folks. So please, if you did not get a ticket and you are interested for 6 hours of CE and a masterful business planning session on Monday, please grab that wait list. And then we have a very important, very impactful session to follow on the business planning clinic, which is the BPC in action. So Wesley and Eric, our productivity coaches, are going to be leading a session about how to take that beautiful, perfectly crafted plan and start to convert it into activities, start to convert it into a calendar, start to convert it into results. There's few people, if any, that do that conversation better than Wesley and Eric. So, again, you do not have to be in a coaching program. You do not have to be under 1 year. This is a session open for all. And I think will be fantastic to take that resource and keep it from being a participant manual that collects dust on your desk. All right, over to our partners. Let's hear from Ohio Real Title. I see Rick Capretta. Rick, I believe you do you owe Maria a shout out now? Is that the way this works? We just back and forth.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Maria. I appreciate that. What she was referring to was the reissue rate. So like she mentioned, within 10 years, what basically happens is that if it's brought to the company, the title company's attention that's doing the transaction, and if they have that policy, they'll grab it themselves. Otherwise, they need to get it from the old title company. But basically, they're allowed to receive a reduction based off the old premium, value compared to the new value. So like she said, in this situation, it's going to save buyers and sellers probably a couple $100 on each side. So pretty good thing if you could remember to ask for that, because typically the title company's not looking back for that. So make sure you bring it to our attention to get that for everybody and provide the policy from the old title company. The real quick thing I was going to mention, and it's not too exciting or mind jarring here, but it's that we're getting to that time of year where we have to think about holidays and writing close dates. and who's going to be available and who's not going to be available. So contracts written right now, a little bit more than 30 days out. We're going to be looking at Thanksgiving and obviously Christmas. So again, just take it into consideration. We're obviously not going to have staffs that can't take care of all this, but just be cognizant to relieve the stress for you and for your clients.
And I'm very, very brief. I have continuing with your business planning. We talked about vision, Wesley, and we are actually hosting a vision board workshop in November 9th. And I'm sure the admins will explain more, but we'll provide all the materials. And as you know, what you focus on expands, and taking your business planning, you know, and executing it, and then looking at it, applying it, making a vision board. I've done it for so many years. It works. You're constantly reminded of what you need to do or where you want to be in life. So that's just another keep extension of your business planning. So we'll give you more details, but mark your calendars for November 9th.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Here, we heard a lot about these guys. Let's get them up on the big board here. Our friends at Cross Country Mortgage.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I might be going solo here. I know Chris and Don were juggling the schedules this morning, but
Chris probably taking the day off since he worked so damn much yesterday.
yeah, we thought he earned it. And Mike, I had a new agent in the office the other day, and she was asking about the Tuesday meetings. And she said, "How long do these usually take?" I said, "Most Tuesday meetings take an hour, but with Mike, they take my breath away." So here we go. Real quick. I got some. I wish you were in the next room so you could run over here and smile. Interest rates jumping up. The Fed has every bit of ammunition they need, where if they want to and feel it's right, they could raise interest rates once more before the end of the year. With everything that's happening in the Middle East, that's kind of calmed interest rates, believe it or not. So 8% is here in some cases for some buyers, and certainly in the high sevens. Headlines all over the place last week. So this really isn't new news to most buyers I'm talking to, but just to give you an idea. Jumbo loans. So the jumbo loan limit as it stands right now is just over 726,000. January, those will officially be raised, but Cross Country Mortgage is raising our jumbo loan limit to 750,000. So if you have anything there, Don posted on Facebook a big one. Primary residence, 4-unit, 3-unit, 2-unit property, buyer may be eligible for just 5% down. So 5% down, conventional owner occupied for a 4-unit property. That's big news. So I know you're probably running a little bit late. So thank you, Maria, for very kind words. And we'll have more for us next week.
Awesome. Thank you. And would it be possible for you, if you have materials on that thing Don posted about, to drop them in the chat or just get them to us to send out as follow-up? Because that is, like, there are a lot of markets where that's not a huge deal, but you know, we have really strong investor community. We are investors here as KWGM agents, and that sort of opportunity that Don shot out was pretty powerful.
Yep, we'll absolutely get more to you.
Great. All right, over to Gina Legeza with America's Preferred Home Warranty.
Good morning, Michael. Good morning, everybody. My Halloween display is up. Those that are Facebook friends with me know just how important that is to me. It's a fall crisp day in Cleveland, and we're talking about organizing financials today. So I thought I might make mention how important it is every time you sell a home warranty to increase your financials, you get $50. And the way you get $50 is by turning in 2 forms, an application and a data collection form. We have a web portal called RealPro that I'm happy, if you want to get with me, to show you how quick it is and easy to use to turn in both of your forms in under 30 seconds. You can also do this from your mobile phone. This is what I'm here for, to make sure that all your transactions go smoothly. And we know when you use a home warranty, it not only helps increase your business financially, but it also helps repeat referrals. You're actually notified by a digital claim card every time one of your clients have a claim. So it's a great touch point to keep in touch with your clients. You have me as a team member to make you look good for the next year, that your clients have a home warranty and you're gaining financially. So just wanted to do a huge shout out today on this wonderful fall day about how important warranties are for your business, and it can help you financially and protect your reputation and referrals as well.
Love that. That is quite the trifecta when we use and fill out our data collection forms for APHW. Thanks,
Thank you,
Tina.
Michael. Thanks. Have a good day.
Right. And I think I saw Liz Kosminski on here. Maybe, maybe not. All right.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, hey, Liz, how are you? I was like, I thought she was right outside my door. So I was thinking, when Rick was talking, my mind always wanders. No, I'm kidding. When he was talking about those critical dates. I mean, this is your second or third year, probably your 10th year in real estate, but is managing multiple transactions across multiple businesses. How often do you see, and are you catching like contracts getting written in the fourth quarter that are closing on Christmas Day or that are closing on bank holidays that you're able to massage and help people manage through? Is that's got to be a pretty big value in using you, is that there's the cross check and the double check?
Yes. So thankfully, there aren't too many people who write contracts to close on Christmas. However, there have been deals where I've caught we're closing on a Saturday or a Sunday. I had at least a couple of deals that were supposed to close yesterday that obviously had to get pushed to today because yesterday was Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day. So it doesn't happen a whole lot, but it definitely does happen. And I think a lot of times it's because when agents are filling out the contracts, you're thinking, I need 30 days. What is 30 days from today? And then not looking where that falls on the calendar. But of course, if we need to change a date, it's actually really easy. It's just one addendum. For everyone who isn't aware, there's actually a date addendum in our template doc. So it's really easy to just fill that out, change in the dates, get the signatures, and then, we're good to go.
Well, I just that I know that listen, I don't have a family. I'm not hosting anybody for the holidays. I don't have a lot going on in my life in general. And still, as we move into November and December, I'm like, what do I got going on? What do I got to do here? This, that. I can't imagine. If I was hosting for Thanksgiving, or if I had people in town for Christmas, or I had to get my Christmas shot. There's so many things that are going to be distractions. Don't let them impact your business. Leverage Liz through the Leverage Center, and keep your business trucking while you invest the time, energy, and resources into friends and family this holiday season. Thanks, Liz.
I do feel like this is about the time of year where agents do kind of start to get distracted because there is so much in everyone's personal life that's coming up. And so this, a lot of people are probably also thinking, this is when my business slows down. I don't need as much help. However, just remember that it's not necessarily just about what's going on in your business. It's also about what's going on in your personal life and making sure that everything's going to be covered in your business when you're taking time for your family and friends.
Yeah. And your business doesn't have to slow down.
No, it doesn't.
That's the key. That's the key. All right. Thank you, Liz. Guys, reach out, take advantage of Liz. Awesome opportunity inside of our company. All right, let's talk finances. Let's talk organizing your financials. So next week at the Business Planning Clinic, there's an entire segment on the budget model, a key model for driving business growth and profitability for your real estate business. To make sure that we can take advantage of these opportunities appropriately, I wanted to take some time here 1 week out, 6 days out to really prime the pump and not just give you things that are going to help you in the business planning clinic or help maximize that moment, because not everybody is going to be able to make it to that. But also just to help you reframe. One's a framework and the other's a system with which how we're going to approach what's going on with our business. So the first thing I want to talk about is this concept of what I like to call priming your budget, right? So even if you keep a budget and you're revisiting it for next year, this is a personal budget or a business, a budget for your business, a budget for your household. It's really hard to just go through it, say, hey, I'm going to do a zero-based budget, which means I'm starting from scratch every year, right? Because you have certain expenses that are recurring. And well, what you want to do, if you don't have a budget, just print out all your credit card statements, print out your debit card statements, and then just look through and see where you spent money, right? But if you're working with a budget, the first thing we want to do is figure out what we want to protect in terms of our budget, right? There is an old Japanese proverb that says the money tree grows when it gets watered with persistence, right? And so there are things that you will need to continue to invest in your business or with your life to continue to deliver the results that you want. This is why non-zero based budgeting is really effective. You can say, hey, listen, like, I know that I need to pay my mortgage. I know that I need to pay for my kids' school or school supplies, or from a business side, like I know that I am going to have X amount of expenses in salaries or in marketing or whatever it is. And if you have determined that those work, then you're going to protect that and you're going to stay on that train. We do not want to sacrifice business outcomes through being overly frugal or cutting to the bone. So protect first. What do I know that I need to keep in my budget? That's your baseline. Then there are the things that you're gonna renegotiate, right? Which you're either gonna master money or it's gonna master you. And being able to renegotiate contracts, right? I mean, you're a real estate agent, right? You negotiate contracts for a living. So if there are things that you feel like you're getting something out of, but not enough out of, right? Either from a dollar standpoint or a yield standpoint, you can either reduce the dollars or lean on increasing the yield. Like from a budgeting conversation, we're going to say that is going to be reducing dollars. So, hey, I want the same thing at less cost. All right, I want to pay less cost and bring my return on investment in line, right? So 4 to 1 on your ROI is what you want to get to. If you're paying out and getting a 3 to 1, you can either try to gin that up and get to a 4x return, or you can right size the expense. You could also put the R as right size your expenses. Actually renegotiates one because we have another one around right sizing. Invest. These are the places that you are going to double down in your business and tell your money what to do. P.T. Barnum said it best. Money is a horrible master, but is a great servant. And so you've also heard me say, it's an old Mark Twain quote. If you don't tell your money where to go, you're going to wonder where it went. If you're getting good returns, if you're getting an 8x or 7x or 6x on farming your database, on this online lead portal, whatever it is, right? What money you save from the renegotiation or the next one, which is minimized, you can invest those dollars into where you're getting yield to grow your total revenue and your profitability. But if we're not stepping back and thinking critically about how we're using our dollars or where our dollars are even going, we will never get the opportunity. We'll assume that we need everything equally. And there is no place in your life or in your world or in your business that you need everything equally. And it's merely a matter of not understanding it that lets us go down a path where we just keep doing what we've always done and we keep getting what we've always got. Fourth one is minimize. Minimize your expenses. So this is going to be another example of, hey, how do I, spend less on X thing in my world, right? For your business, it could be, okay, I'm going to print less. I'm going to, I'm going to skip the Starbucks 3 days a week or whatever it is that is just going to shrink that. We're going into a shifting market. Great quote. You don't need money when you're young, but you sure as heck need it when you're old. you know, you might be able to have 2 Starbucks pumpkin spice lattes 5 days a week in 2021 when you know, dollars were effectively felt like they were falling out of the sky. In this market, we are going to need to be very conscious, very aware of where every dollar is going and minimize where we don't get yield and just spend a little less. Every time you spend a little less, you go a little further on the journey. Spend a little less, go a little further in the journey. Now, if I'm minimizing and renegotiating and I open up dollars and I invest them where I'm getting the biggest return, we're going to grow market share, or we're going to lead a bigger life when everyone else around us feels like they're leading the same or a smaller life. This is where finance becomes the fuel in the car of your business. And then finally, eliminate. Get rid of things. There are things that you do not need. There are things that you do not use. I promise you, there isn't a person on this call that wouldn't print out their credit card statements from the last 6 months and identify things that they have recurring charges for that they don't use or that they haven't used consistently. I could walk into everybody's closet and find a piece of clothing with a tag on it, right? The quickest way to double your money is to fold it up and put it back in your pocket. And eliminating expenses goes the furthest in the conversation. I promise you, you can do without one more streaming service. You can do without one more subscription music service. You can do without having that company send you a shirt every month. Whatever it is, I promise you, you can do without it for a period of time. And then again, reinvesting in the things that matter most for your family, for yourself, for your business, to ensure that you are going to be here for the long haul, and you are going to grow market share, grow your business, and grow your life through better management of your budget. So that's priming your budget. If you have any questions about that, please throw them in the chat, as I'm going to move to an exercise for somebody who's sitting on this call. Is like, Mike, I would love to prime my budget. That sounds awesome. That's a really good acronym, and your quotes were very clever, right? That's a lot of people on the call are thinking that right now. And there's some folks who are sitting there thinking, but I don't even have a budget. So what do I actually, how do I even get going? Do I just throw numbers against the wall and see what works? No. There's actually I got a 5-step process here. Many of you have seen it before. This is a 5-step process I use and teach, whether it's for lead generation, whether it's for budgeting, whether it's for making a hire. This applies in a lot of places, but the first thing that we want is awareness. From awareness, we gain insights, and the insights, we can take actions. Then we can apply a system. That's where the budget comes in. And then we can get support, which is we get a financial mentor or somebody to coach around our finances. So for awareness, here's what we want to look at. You just heard me reference it about the clothes in your closet or your credit card statements. Like if you don't have a budget, right? Or you don't fully understand what's going on with your money, and you're just basing your comfortability from a financial standpoint based on what's in your checking account, pull the checking account, pull everything you withdrew, get every credit card statement, every receipt, everything that you can get your hands on, and then start to look at it and start to categorize it. This is entertainment. This is food. This is alcohol. This is travel. This is business. This is this, right? And then you can, and then pay specific attention to what you are paying for every time you use versus what is coming out, being withdrawn, being charged to a credit card every time, every month. And then try to think about why you were spending that money. The key here is knowledge is power, right? Knowledge is a really important element. We have to be aware of how we're spending our money, where we're spending our money, why we're spending our money, before we can do anything else, right? I could give you, and if you just crack the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, there's a budget in there for running a real estate business. You could just follow the percentages built off of the most successful real estate businesses in the United States and say, I'm going to follow this budget and it'll work. That's not how humans operate. So first we want to get intimately aware with what's going on. And from that, take some insights, right? I'm spending a third of my money on entertainment things. I've got $300 worth of reoccurring expenses in my business each month. What does that mean? Am I okay with that? Do I like that? Should that number be bigger? Should it be smaller? Right? What are you learning about yourself and your tendencies? Hey, look, I spent a lot of money on these type of leads, and they were the worst leads, or they were the best leads, or whatever. Like, oh, I'm comfortable spending money on leads, but I'm not comfortable calling my database. Why is that? There's a lot of things that we can learn here, but what you're doing is you're building a story, right, about your financial situation, your financial behavior. So from then, you're going to see, I promise you, no one's going to go through the first two exercises and like everything that they see. So now we're going to start taking action. Well, I want to track everything that I'm spending money on. I printed out all those credit card statements. I did all those wonderful things. So now I'm going to actually pay attention to it in real time. I'm going to limit recurring expenses. Limit recurring expenses. You're better off, in my opinion, at almost any stage of the financial game to pay more for things when you use them than to pay less consistently by not using them, right? So it feels like less. Where was I? I was somewhere, and I got a massage yesterday. And I got an introductory rate. It was awesome, right? It was very, very affordable. And they said, hey, if you sign up for our loyalty program for $100, you can always have that rate. Well, maybe that works if I know that I'm going to do that every month, but then I'm spending money every month, and that's the trick, that's the trap, and eventually they'll let me finance my next, my next facial. That's what we have to avoid. Those things are not designed to save us money or make our lives easier. So then you look at reviewing all of the ROI on your business expenses. Hey, I spent $1,000 on this and I made $1,500. Not good enough. Hey, I spent $1,000 on this and I made $5,000. That's good enough. Get into that relationship and just cut out the crap. Once you've done those three things, you now got yourself in a position to have a budget, and one that is your budget. So now we're going to look at how much money do I need to make each month, or am I going to spend each month with my business and my personal life, right? And that'll drive back into the economic model that we'll learn about on Monday. But you're going to start telling your money where to go. I only have $500 for entertainment and eating out and these other things. I only have $100 a month for subscription services that come through my television. I only have XXXXX, right? And that is how you build a budget. And then you roll it up and you say, okay, these are my fixed costs. These are things I have to pay my mortgage. I have to pay my car note. I have to pay my kid's school bill. I have to get groceries. And then you see the things that are optional or variable expenses. And so you always pay the fixed ones first. And that's how you drive your budgeting process. And then, what you'll find is the variable stuff, you can be super variable on it. And sometimes it's better to have savings or be out of debt than it is to not. And then finally, get help. Once you have something that you can sit down with and look at with someone, don't be the only set of eyes on your books, right? You can hire a bookkeeping through the Leverage Center, guys. Don't be the only one looking at them, because you might not be right. Don't assume that you're doing all the right things. Don't assume that your investments are as good as you think they are. Let somebody challenge you. That could be a financial coach. That could be your spouse. That could be me. That could be somebody sitting in the office. It could be somebody that you worked with 10 years ago. Like, if you ask people for help, they will help you. But if you just ask them for help and say, I don't know where to start, that's a tough ask, which is why this comes in where it does in the process. All right. Questions, comments, concerns, anything else that needs clarified around that? I got to tell you guys that, listen, those who do this well never get out of the business. Those who do this well always find opportunity. Those who do this well never have to do something that disintegrates them, that is not in alignment with their integrity. They never have to make somebody feel like they're forced to do something as a client. Like, when we have good control over our financial position and understand the way that our money works, we can operate from the highest level of values, beliefs, and integrity. If that isn't a motivator or a driver to do this and do it now and do it well, so that you never have to be put in a position, and no one is ever able to put you in a position where you behave in misalignment with your values. That's all we got today, guys. Thanks for being here. Big session next Monday, business planning clinic. Get on the wait list. If we can open up tickets, we will. And then we are going to keep on trucking to have another great year.